Views.
Views do not equal cash. Here's something most people in the space will never show you. This is our actual YouTube performance dashboard, the live system my team runs every week to make the right content decisions. It pulls from YouTube Analytics and HubSpot CRM simultaneously, platform performance on one side, applications and cash collected on the other. I'm gonna get into how I've gone and gotten myself out of the brainwash these platforms get you to care about and gone and focused on the metrics that I think you're really supposed to care about if you're building a great business on the back of content. But first, movie time here, okay? Brad Pitt and Moneyball. This is a scene in Moneyball where the old scouts are arguing about the right look. And Billy Beane walks in and says, "You're not even measuring the right thing."
So using this equation on the upper left right here, I'm projecting that we need to win at least 99 games in order to make it to the postseason. We need to score at least 814 runs in order to win those games and allow no more than 645 runs. This is building in all the intelligence that we have to project players. It's about getting things down to one number. Using the stats the way we read them, we'll find value in players that nobody else can see.
You're going to get a guy that's been released by half the organizations in professional baseball because he's got non-repairable nerve damage in his elbow. He can't throw.
He can't throw and he can't field. But what can he do?
He gets on base.
He can get on base.
So he walks a lot.
He gets on base a lot. Rocco, do I care if it's a walk or a hit? Pete?
You do not.
That is exactly what is happening in most content businesses right now. They got the wrong data, wrong decisions, wrong scoreboard. And what happens is you just go in the wrong direction. At Founder Us, we built our own moneyball system for YouTube, a dashboard that pulls every video across 12 variables: views, subscribers, applications, deal value, cash collected, editor performance, format ROI, so you know with precision what content actually will convert. This is something that my head of Founder Us Studios, Diego, worked meticulously to put together, integrating it with our HubSpot. And what you can see in here are, first off, all of our videos, right? We've gone and synchronized this to the YouTube API, so you can see every single video that we have here. Now, if we go and rank these based on views, right, you're gonna see content that I put out there like success is hard until you build systems like this, right? But the interesting thing here is as we scroll over to the right, that video, according to our last touch attribution data, only made $258. So why am I sharing this with you, right? Well, views don't equal cash. When we go and rank this list now based on revenue, right? You see an entirely different picture, right? Videos like how to make a killer YouTube video, or you'd be richer if you just relaxed, right? Are videos that have only gotten 15K and 49K views respectively, but have generated $69,000, $55,000. They definitely aren't the videos on my channel with the most views, but there's some patterns amongst those that I want to show you. There's a certain energy that goes into these videos that's a lot different than my typical videos. You know, this is a video I filmed about 8 months ago in the Italian Dolomites, all around, you know, you'd be richer if you just relaxed. You know, I decided to go and just go for a hike one day and figured I would bring, you know, a simple tripod, my camera with me. And somewhere along the hike, I felt inspired and I just plopped down the tripod, set up the camera, and just went for basically a rant, talking about just the importance of taking breaks, taking like a soul trip basically every 6 weeks to step away from the business. And that when you oftentimes are just able to take a break away from your business, it allows you to kind of get in touch with what really matters in life. Weirdly enough, I think just sharing my own story in this video, sharing a little bit about my own philosophy, my point of view around business, right? The importance of balance, the importance of, you know, really escaping to nature to go and come up with my most creative ideas was something that clearly resonated with a lot of people and caused them to go and want to go and eventually join Founder OS. The commonality I've seen here is that sometimes it's just the videos where I'm just speaking from the heart, from the soul about the kind of stuff that really fires me up. Nature, traveling, being able to build a business that fuels my life versus drains it. When I'm sharing that part of myself that I find people most want to actually work with me. I think there's a degree of resonance that comes from that, right? People see, you know, this lifestyle, they see kind of my own philosophy on life. They see this more soulful entrepreneurship approach to business. They see this, you know, side of me that, you know, you wouldn't see if it was overly polished. This is kind of a trend that's going on in content right now, right? We're going back to this sort of raw, real rant style. People are yap maxing right now. It's a beautiful thing. Just sharing your authentic self. You don't need to be overly produced. You don't need some fancy FX3. You don't need some crazy sound. Just you, even in an iPhone camera, and you're good to go. Now, the cool thing is, that's actually how I started this whole journey. You know, when I look back 4 years ago, getting going on YouTube, truthfully, I had no idea what I was doing. As I was journaling every day, I realized that I wanted to go and share more of this online. That then compounded into sharing more of my thinking on X and on LinkedIn, growing my audience to over 600,000 folks on those platforms in around 8 months. And then at some point, I was like, well, you know what? Let's give this whole video thing a whirl. Had my iPhone at the time, a $20 Amazon little tripod, and figured, screw it. And we'll just start ripping some videos like this one here, 7 decisions to stop screwing yourself over. There I was, just ranting, sharing myself to the camera, and started producing more and more videos like this. And these videos did not get many views. We're talking like 100, 200. I think it was a breakthrough moment when I hit my first video with 1,000 views, and that was probably 20 videos in. You know, you may see my videos these days, and you sometimes think, you know, it started this way, but you know, it started just in a janky setup in the backyard of my Puerto Escondido, Mexico spot. Somewhere along the journey, in some senses, I kind of got a bit lost in a way. It was kind of lost and inspired at the same time, okay? And so I started making, you know, videos like this one, right? Success is hard until you build systems like this. Now, I'm proud of these videos, right? We put a ton of work into things like our B-roll, our cinematography, the beauty behind these things, because part of my goal has always to build this Apple for founders. That said, though, these sorts of videos started to get super polished over time. You know, we were caring about every pixel, every little bit. That's all good and all for the visuals, right? For the beauty. But sometimes what it led to was that I was kind of being a bit overly perfectionist about these videos, right? Caring about every animation, every little color grade, every little sound quality, little quip. Somewhere along the way, sort of losing a little bit of the authentic voice behind it. The videos these days, when I look back, that I'm most proud of are videos like this one here, right? You're wasting 80% of your potential every month. Again, another video that when I was just in Lofoten with a friend, you decided just to go and set up a simple camera, my laptop, and show one of the most valuable systems I had discovered up into this point in my life, which is called my personal board meeting. Something I revisit every single month and helps me kind of stay on track with my big aspirations on both a personal and business side around my life. Super simple video here. We're talking about 25 minutes total of filming time, just going and sharing my screen, recording it via QuickTime, talking to the camera, and just genuinely sharing how useful this system had been for me. And the crazy thing is, again, by just sharing what felt good for me, what fired me up, when we look back to this YouTube dashboard, this video is actually my 4th most profitable video I've ever made out of the hundreds I've put out there. And so there's this theme that I've begun to pick up on more and more as I start to look at this data, especially over the last 6 to 8 months, right? It's this idea that there are really 2 kinds of videos that I see that really perform extremely well. One is this kind where I'm genuinely just sharing the kind of stuff that I'm fascinated by, right? Maybe it's something I've learned recently. Maybe it's a core system that I'm interested in. The second kind is when I'm just sharing my work, right? That could be these kind of whiteboard sessions like the ones I've done with Ali Abdal and my good friend Blake. Or it could be ones where I'm sharing, you know, my killer YouTube system and a little bit of behind the scenes of how I've gone and structured things like my packaging and titles for YouTube, like this video here where I showed the behind the scenes of how I'm using Poppy. And so as we look at this dashboard, right, the data starts to inform us of like directionally what content I should be creating and thinking about, right? And so here you can see, you know, my revenue per video, right? It's showing me that content around, you know, my content systems, like my YouTube systems, as well as things like, you know, how to go and beat the LinkedIn algorithm have been some of my most profitable videos. Over here, we can go and see the content matrix as well, right? And looking at, you know, which different formats have provided us with the most views, the most subs, applications, revenue, and so forth. What we can see as well is like different formats, okay? And see which formats are also performing. And so as we're looking to go and refine our approach, right? Typically, I don't want to be doing too many things at once, right? We'd love to just pick a few core categories, things like storytelling, AI, and content, and then pick a few core formats, things like whiteboard formats, system screen shares, and say talking heads, and just double down on that format. And so as we go down here as well, something that's interesting is we're able to see the applications per different kinds of formats and categories as well. So here I can see that my storytelling format, right, gets me the most applications, right, per 10,000 views. People on this channel want to learn how I approach storytelling, the different systems behind creating content. You guys are also coming to me for things like how I'm using AI, as well as the behind the scenes content systems. That's why we love to share, how to go and stand out on platforms like X, in this video over here, how we've gone and achieved over 950,000 Instagram followers in this video over here, which performed insanely well, or this recent one on how I beat the LinkedIn algorithm as well. And so from there, we can see on the format side, it's this system screen shares that crush it. And I think the interesting learning for you as an executive or a founder or a business owner really looking to grow on YouTube is just sharing your IP, right? You inevitably have some systems or frameworks or a method that is unique to you that you've helped people with. And there's no better way at creating simple content that allows you to speak authentically in your voice and drive people to the thing you're selling than by just showing it behind the scenes. And I think it's a beautiful format that converts well, performs well, right? And is easy to create, which I think is also super key because you want to enjoy this whole process at the end of the day. We can go and chart, different formats on things like, performance quadrants and all this, but candidly, the things that I think are most interesting are on graphs like this, right? The strategic outlier board, looking at things like the top revenue board here, and really just looking at, my highest videos in terms of revenue, right? Because I have a team, around 15 core people at FounderOS, and we want to make sure that as we're building out our content and media division, that it's insanely profitable, it's lean, and we're making a real business impact with the stuff that we're putting out there. We want to go and lean into more formats like the ones I've shared here. We're not going and transforming any given piece of content too much because if you pursue views too aggressively, what you're going to find yourself doing is just creating content for everyone, including beginners. And if you're anything like me, the kind of stuff I'm putting out there, right, is more for folks that are doing, $1 million plus a year in their business, right? And so I want to make sure that I'm speaking directly to the kind of people that I want to speak to versus complete beginners in my content. So all this data is amazing, right? But it's only as good as the insights and strategy you're able to drive from it. And so here we can also see in this dashboard, we have a strategy tab where we're able to go and synchronize the core insights from all this data to inform our next batch of content. And so typically when I'm filming, I'm doing about 16 videos over about 7 days, and we're filming in batches so that we can go hard, film a bunch of content, and then let that get edited. And then, 2 months, 3 months, I'm just kind of working in the business, doing my thing. And then, getting back to video every 2 to 3 months. And so it allows us to batch the content, have a clear plan and great insights from this dashboard we've just made. So again, we're not getting too lost in the sauce of all these, data points. We're just able to bubble up the stuff that informs our action plans. Things like, AI leads on both reach and revenue, right? So clearly we can see then it maybe makes sense for us to double down on more AI related content, especially when I find myself in Claude Code a few hours every single day these days. Or, things to fix, right? Like the primary funnel constraint is deal close rate, right? And so showing us sometimes inside of our organic content funnel areas that even we can optimize. And then, things to look at, right? Things like, system screen shares generating the most applications for 10K views, right? Hence why we're making more screen share videos like this one here right now. So this is how you go and turn all this raw data into a real operator tool, something that transforms this dashboard from some reporting layer into a real decision engine. If you want me and my team to go and bring this level of insight and sophistication into your social media engine, that's exactly what we built inside of FounderOS. Because most founders don't need another course on personal branding. They need this machine installed ASAP, right? Before they continue to post content and see no return. Inside of FounderOS, we're going to start by diagnosing your business, your offer, your audience, your current content, and the constraint blocking your growth. In the first 60 days, we build all of the core infrastructure for your personal media company and your social media machine for you, okay? Day 1, we're gonna deep dive into your brand. By day 7, we're gonna give you your full brand positioning documented. By day 21, we're going to deliver your entire content GPS so you can see how your content directly plugs into your monetization in business. This, for me, is the real difference between just posting content and the difference then between actually building a social media machine, which is what you're really after. So if you're doing between $30K and $1 million a month and your business is working, but your content machine is not yet creating a real predictable pipeline, well, you should go and apply to FounderOS via the link below. And if you're building on YouTube, check out this next video to make sure that you're doing it right. Be sure to like and subscribe, and let's win together.